I am Elisa here with the LearnWorlds team, and welcome on today's session where we're going to see the LearnWorlds mobile app builder. This session is going to be about 30 to maybe 40 minutes, and we're going to start and I'll show you a short demo of how a ready-made app looks like, and then we're going to jump straight into the dashboard and see how we can actually create that. So before we start, let's just give everybody a little bit of time just to settle into the session and sign in. So while we wait, feel free to introduce yourself into the chat section. Just let us know where you're signing in from, what your name is. So anything you'd like to share, you can do that into the chat section. And besides just it being a little chat, a little place where you can introduce yourself, it's also going to be a live chat. So meaning that throughout this live session, you have the opportunity to ask any questions that you have, either in the chat or the Q&A section. And we are going to have agents from our support team answering your questions live. So again, feel free to shoot any questions that you have during the sessions, and we're going to answer those live. If there isn't any time, if there's too many questions, we will make sure to follow up via an email. So again, just giving everybody some time to do that, to sign in. And while we're waiting, you're also going to see a short intro poll into your screens. We would really appreciate if you took the time to answer that. It's just an opportunity for us to just get to know you guys better. So I think we're almost ready to start, and let me do that by starting to share my screen. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. Now, before we start, just a few words about LearnWorlds, just in case you're new here. So LearnWorlds has been around since 2014, and we serve some of the best course creators, training organizations and departments, coaches, consultants, and many, many others. It's an all-in-one solution. It's an all-in-one platform, and it has all the features you need to create, promote, sell, and deliver courses and other digital products online. LearnWorlds offers an easy setup and usability. And finally, our clients are most likely to recommend LearnWorlds as we are leaders among online learning and courses authoring platforms. And this is backed up by a reward from G2, which is a peer-to-peer software review platform. So while I am doing the session, I do urge you to go ahead and create a trial. You can do one from the top right here. Just click on Get Started and fill in the little wizard over here, the little form, just so that you can have your own trial and try to replicate what I'm going to show you in the dashboard on your own. Now, in case you're wondering on how to get support, if you need any help along the way, just know that LearnWorlds offers 360 support. So we have a help center with a ton of articles and demos for you. Of course, our customer support works 24/7 as well. We got experts that you can hire to help you build your school in case you need help. We got our daily webinars, as you very well know. We have our academy as well, where if you wish to explore more LearnWorlds features and possibilities, you can watch free courses with videos over there. We have our blog with tons of articles, resources for your courses, and even the Course Masters Academy, where you can find other courses from industry experts. For instance, courses on email marketing or social media marketing, and so on. All right, so enough with the introduction. Let me jump through and straight into the little preview. If you remember in the beginning, I mentioned that I want to show you a little sneak peek of a ready-made app before we go into the dashboard and start picking it up and seeing how we can actually come to this result and create this. So I'm going to play this little video for you and just talk over it to explain what we are seeing. So let me open this app right here and play it. Right, so we're opening the app. This is just your initial screen. And right here, we have this screen where we can sign up or sign in either using our socials or just with our email. I'm gonna click to sign in, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that with my email. As you can see, I have the option to also do it with my Face ID if I want to, but I'm just gonna go ahead with my email. So just type in your credentials over here. I'm gonna do just that, clicking on sign in, and now I'm taken to this page. Now this is the home page of your app. This is where you showcase all the courses that you include, and this is where the learner is gonna jump right after they log in. So if you were to scroll in this page, you'll be able to see exactly that. So all the courses that you offer into the app. Now at the far top, you can see two options. So the first one is for the profile. So right here, the user can set up their profile. They can add their image, their information. They can edit out their personal details, their full name. They can see if they've downloaded any courses, and we can see that better in the dashboard. And of course, any activities they had in the past times they've logged into the app. Now the other option over here is the notification. So if they received any push notifications in the app, they would be able to see all of them over here. You'll see that we had some over here about a month ago, about 3 months ago. So that's what they can check out over there. Now, next up, we have the My Courses page. So this is where the learners can see all the courses that they are currently enrolled in, that they have ongoing courses. So they can see them like so. You can see that they say resume. You can click to load more, and that's going to show all of the courses as well, including some filters that you can use just in case they're enrolled in a lot of courses. They can click to any course. That's going to prompt the courses page. So right here, you're going to find some information on the courses section, how activities they have, how many videos, ebooks, assessments, and so on. They can scroll further into it, and they can see that they can download the videos for this course. They can see the little description of it, and further down you'll find the courses path as well with all the sections and the activities it includes. If I click on the far top icon, you'll see the little clock thingy. That is the ability for learners to set up reminders. We'll see that in a dashboard where you can enable or disable that, but they can set their own reminders. So let's click on Resume Course. That is going to take us to the course player, which is where the learning happens, right? So the course player is where they preview your learning activities, right? So it opens up like so. You can click into the little hamburger menu to reveal all the sections and the course path for the specific course. You can navigate simply by clicking either on the section or each activity that the section includes. Let's say that perhaps we want to go over to that video, and your video is going to play like so. So simply play it, and you're going to see it. It has the ability to also turn sideways. So if you want to play your video in a landscape mode, you can also do that simply by turning your phone. Now, if your videos also include any interactive elements that you've added through the dashboard, then those will also be able to play. You'll be also to see those into the mobile app. So not only into the desktop version, but in the mobile app, you'll be able to also see the interactive elements. So yeah, you can move into any activity like so, just simply by clicking on it, or if you use those top arrows, the arrows at the far top, you can navigate through the activities. All right, so let's go ahead and go back and move on with the rest of the pages for the app. All right, so let's go to the next page, the next tab, which is the performance tab. So this is where you're going to see your overall statistics as a learner, your progress, meaning how many activities you've completed, if you have any idle time, the activities you've completed, your study time, and the total number of courses that you're currently enrolled in. So this is what you see in this tab. Then we have the community, so you can choose to add the Academy's community into the app as well, where users can view posts. Of course, they can even make their very own post. They can follow and connect with each other. They can see their replies or mentions, and of course, all the spaces they're a part of. In the next tab, we have the More tab. So you got everything together, your general settings regarding if you enabled push notifications, how downloading is going to happen via Wi-Fi or not, and so on. The notifications, again, just a little menu where you have everything concentrated, including the reminders. And that's it. So let me close this right now, and let's go ahead and go straight for the dashboard. Okay, so as soon as you go into your dashboard, you want to navigate over to where it says mobile app. So here's everything you need about your mobile app. You'll find a few categories like design, app settings, store setup, launch, and analytics. Let's go through the design process. So from here, you can start editing the app and later on test it as well. So let's go through the editing process, either click here or over at the top. So from here, you have the editor. You'll see that essentially anything you click on is editable. You can edit it from the right side over here. You can also choose to add sections to further enrich any pages in the app. Same goes for the top bar over here and the tab over here as well. You can edit this and decide exactly what to include into the tab. Now over here to the left side, you have the ability to add more screens, so essentially more pages into the app, or you can edit any of the existing ones like Explore, My Courses, Performance, and so on. You have a few options over here for each page, like its properties, you can copy the sections, clone, clear, and so on. Then we have the onboarding screen. So the onboarding screen is essentially what users see while the app is still loading in the background. So it's a great chance for you to offer some additional information, either that being regarding your academy or perhaps more technical information about navigating the app. So anything that you want to offer beforehand, you can add into the onboarding screens. You see that they typically have an image holder at the far top, followed by the title and then the main text that you want to add. So here's how it looks like, the description and so on. You'll see a few more options over here. You can go over into the settings for the onboarding screen, duplicate and delete, and of course you can add more as well. Now, before I go through the other options, of course you can preview from here and you'll find some more options at the far top along with undo buttons. So from here, you can see all the screens. So the onboarding screen properties over here, you can enable them. If you don't want to use them at all, you can disable them. You can enable or disable the skip button, visibility settings, and what happens after the onboarding process. Then we have editing options here, design options like Theme Explorer, colors, typography, and layout. Then we go to the Theme Explorer over here. And again, if you change anything, of course, the colors will change here as well. Same goes for typography and the layout. So let me discard and exit from here. Then we have app over here. You can determine the navigation. So essentially, what is the home screen of the app? You can select a default one or another screen or a different home screen based on a tag. You can even do that as well. You can choose to add another onboarding screen, of course, get help. And finally, there is the AA assistant in here as well. Now let's go back and let's say that you're done with editing over here. So let me go back. And at any point you can test the app. So what does that mean and how can you do it? So in order to test the app, keeping in mind that you haven't uploaded it, the app isn't live, you're just creating it, right? So if you want to see exactly how the app is going to look like when it's going to go live, all you need to do is follow these steps over here. So go over to the respective store depending on your device and download the app that you'll see over there. That is the LearnWorlds app. So download it, and once you do, open it up and scan this QR code or this short code. Now both of these are unique to your academy and what you're creating. So essentially what it's going to do is that it's going to transform the LearnWorlds app you're going to download from here to what you've done into your app so far. Now, this is not going to be your app. This is just used for the testing process so that you get a little glimpse of what the app's going to look like before you set it out live, right? So this is the testing process. So let me go back. And once you're done with editing and testing, let's go over into the app settings. So here we have a few things like the name and the icon. So while the app is on your phone, you get to determine how that's going to look like. It's important to stay true to the dimensions described right here. Otherwise, the image may not be completed correctly. So keep that in mind. So add the name for the app, add the image. If you're using Android, you can add an adaptive icon as well. So you'll be able to add that over there. You can choose the background color for when it pops up in the beginning. Then we have settings for push notifications, and you can add your icon over here. It's going to look something like this, and select the push notification background color as well. Next up, we have the splash screen. So the splash screen is this one that shows up as soon as I tap onto the app, and it includes an image right into the center and then the background color. So again, upload the image over here and select the background color for that. And the sign in and the sign up screen, you're going to see this. So you have a little preview if you want to see exactly how that's going to look like. So over here, again, you get to determine the icon that's at the far top, whether or not you're going to allow guest user flow. So if you disable it, you'll see it's going to disappear. Otherwise, users will be able to explore some courses, not get access to them, just explore them without having logged in. It's absolutely up to you. And you get to determine whether or not you're going to allow biometric authentication, for instance, Face ID. Now, if you want to determine exactly what information you need during the sign in and the sign up process, that it is universal. You can do that from the general settings of the Academy. Next up, we have some tools for your learners. So learning reminders, for instance, we saw into the little demo. So this is where you enable or disable those reminders. And you can also customize the message and the title for the reminders. You decide whether or not you're going to allow and offer them to download videos so that they can view them while they're offline. And we even have the ability for them to favorite their courses. You'll see a little heart options going to show up into the courses. And if they want to, they can favorite them. So you can do that if you want to. All right, next up, we have the integrations. So if you're using Firebase or Facebook Business SDK, that's perfect. You can connect your account from here and use those tools with your app as well. Next up, we have the stores setup. So what is this? So this is the process you need to do to submit the app, essentially. So first off, we're going to need from you to head over to your users right here and create a test user account and add that data over here. The reason for that is just so that the reviewers will have access to the information you're submitting right here in order for them to determine and put and set your app into the store. So we need to test user account for the reviewers. Essentially, go ahead right here, create the user account and just add the credentials right here. Now it's important that this is going to be a new user and you do not use this user at all, not even for testing or anything of this sort. The only reason we have you do this instead of having a default user for that is just so that you're aware who this user is in case you see them in any analytics and so on. So next up, you're going to have to set up some things regarding the stores. So if you're going for the Android app, enable this over here. Or if you're going for the iOS app, then you want to enable this over here. Obviously, you can go for either or. It's absolutely up to you. So let's go ahead and check out the settings you need to go through for Google. It's quite similar for Apple. So first off, you're going to need to have what it's called a Web Store Developer account. Now, this account is needed either for Google or Android or Apple. You need this in order to submit and have an app into the store. So you need to create a Web Store Developer account. So either create a new one or use a pre-existing web developer account. So right now, what do we need for Android right here? You're going to need your Play Store Developer ID and your service account JSON keys. Of course, if you need any help where to find this, go over here into our link and find out more information. Select the default language of your app. You can further localize the app's description and add the main description over here. So add in the app's title, a short and a full description. For Android, you're going to need a mobile app feature graphic image. Here's the exact dimensions needed for that. Fill in your privacy URL, website URL, support email. So add that in here and here, just in case the reviewers need to get in touch with you. So here, there is a list of categories used by Google to group the app. So select which one yours falls under. You can assign tags also to your app, so do that from here, and then select the category that best describes your app from the list. Moving on, there is a content rating questionnaire, so go through this regarding violence, sexuality, languages, and so on. Select your target age group for the app and whether or not the app appeals to children. Now, kind of similar is for iOS as well, so if you want the iOS app, enable the checkmark from here and go through the same process. So once more, you're going to need a Web Store Developer account, either create one from scratch, or if you already have one, you can use an existing one. And go into your app and fill in this information. So we're going to need the team ID, the entity name. Once more, if you're not entirely sure where to locate this information, just click right here, and you're going to find our guide. Then we have the app-specific shared key that we're going to need. select your default language, add in your copyright. So if you have a corporation name, you can add that in here. Primary and secondary category for the app. Again, quite similar as with Android. Over here, fill in the name, the subtitle for the app, your privacy URL, and the full description. You can assign keywords similar to tags, add in your support URL, marketing and promotional text, and of course the content rating questionnaire once more over here. And finally, you can describe what the purpose of the app is over here. Now, I do suggest being careful with all the information you add over here. It's important that it's truthful because, again, the reviewers are going to go through it and this may or may not determine whether your app's going to get approved for the store. So keep that in mind. Right, so as soon as you're done with this process, then we are ready to move over to launch. Now, I already have an app in this academy, so this is how this screen looks for me. But let me switch over to another academy where we don't have an app, just so that I can show you what you guys will see. So if you go over to launch, this is what you'll see. And the first thing is the plan. And you'll see that there's a nice path over here of the things that need to happen before your app is published. And the first step is for you to select the plan. As you know, the mobile app comes with an extra fee. So you get to decide from a yearly to a monthly plan if you want to. You'll see that here's the pricing for iOS and Android. And there's typically a discount if you choose to go for both. And right here at the top, you get to select the currency. Then the next steps that are going to follow as soon as you do this is that the LearnWorlds reviewers are going to go through the information you just submitted. We're going to let you know when you can add in your courses, and then we're going to let you know when it's under store review. And of course, as soon as it's live, all the steps will be completed. And that's it. So fast and easy to set it up. Now, once you do, and let's say that you communicated with your users that you now have an app, how can you actually manage it and view performance statistics and information? So that you can do from the analytics table. I'm going to go back into the other academy where I actually have some analytics data. And here it is. So right here we have our analytics and our performance table. So yes, the app stores themselves do offer typical information like this as well, but we also wanted to present it to you right here into your dashboard so you don't have to exit and have it in your fingertips essentially. So from here, you can have an overview of the apps. So growth, reachability, new downloads, active users, audiences, total downloads, mobile app users, and so on. You'll see that from here, you can select specific date ranges for the information you're seeing. You can accumulate the graph. You can see information for both apps or specifically for iOS or Android. Other information such as active users, new downloads, engagement, reachability, and enrollments. All of these you can see from here. And that's it. We are at the end of our presentation for today. As always, if you guys need any help along the way, or if there are any questions that we didn't have the time to answer in the live chat, then don't worry, we will follow up via email, or of course, you can always email us at support@learnworlds.com. Now, of course, as in the beginning, you're going to also find a little poll into your screen. We would appreciate it if you took the time to answer that so that, again, we can get to know you a little bit better. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for joining us. And we do hope that this was insightful and it helped you understand just how easy and fast it is to have your very own white labeled mobile app with LearnWorlds. Bye-bye.